Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking a look at ticker symbol CARA, that's Cara Therapeutics Incorporated. The chart we have here today is a 30-minute chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 30 minutes of trading. And the reason we're focusing on the Ichimoku cloud, that's that main indicator on the chart, is because it tells us a great story. Normally I like using the simple moving averages, but sometimes I'll switch it up to the cloud, and this is one of those times where the cloud is better in my opinion. This was a request by @PastaTriceps on Twitter, so this one's for you. Thanks for the Cara suggestion. It is an interesting looking stock, and it does look to be turning around now, so let's kind of go over that. So obviously this thing's been in a downtrend. We started that downtrend right over here, specifically on this candle, which broke through the cloud, bounced off of $6.10 though, and tried to break above the cloud over here. But look at this giant red candle, which brought us back down. Once again, kind of struggled, broke above the cloud, but then the downtrend really started after this point. Couldn't break up from the cloud again there. You'll notice our Tenkan line, that blue line, the whole time we had this uptrend on the very left side of the chart, was above that orange line and above the cloud, which is really bullish. But when we broke above the cloud this time, the Tenkan line was stuck in the cloud. And then once we broke out of the cloud, we had the Kaijin cross above the Tenkan, which indicates a bearish reversal. And indeed, we did kind of push up a little bit, but it was very weak. And that bearish reversal did indicate this downtrend very nicely. And ever since then, it's been making these higher lows on the chart. And it's still making higher lows, higher lows, until right about here where it kind of evened out, right around $5. So really good support at $5. It hit $5 over here, and then it hit $5 over here, and then it kind of bounced up. So the chart is starting to turn around, actually. We had all those lower lows. I meant to say lower lows. I think I said higher lows. My apologies. All those purple lines were lower lows, not higher lows. But now we have a higher low from the $5 bounce to about $5.10. Pushed up to about $5.30, dipped down to that $5.10 area, and that's where we're currently at now. So that low, higher than the low when we hit $5 again. So $5 really good support, and each of these white lines are going to be our pivot points, areas of support or resistance that became the opposite. So for example, we had support over here, and then it became resistance here. We had support here, and then it became resistance over here. We had support here, and then it became resistance there, and that whole thing just kind of continued on to each point. So let's discuss those points. We're going to see $5 as support since our current trading range is at about $5.14. That's where we're currently trading. So this $5 line down here is going to be our main support, really nice support at $5. On the way up, we have resistance right at $5.25. That's this line right here. $5.25 is going to be really tough resistance to break, especially because our cloud is also right at $5.25 along with that pivot point. So we got to break that. It's not going to be easy, but it's looking like we're going to test it at least. And the way this chart's looking, it looks like it might break it. If we can break $5.25, we will then be above the cloud, and that's going to turn to some really nice support. So this hard resistance isn't really bad. If we can break above it, it's going to turn into hard support. So just keep that in mind. The next area on the way up is right about $5.45. It's this line here. And following up, we got $5.65, this line here, next area of resistance. Then $5.80, then $6.10, and $6.30 on that line. So not the biggest trading range. You know, Cara, from what I have seen on the charts, really not too volatile of a stock. Now it is weird to say that because this is a stock that does have a lot of swings. I mean, the candles are relatively volatile, honestly, so it's kind of conflicting for me to say that's not that volatile. But I mean, in the long run, you know, we were trading at about $6.30 over here, and this whole downtrend just kind of brought us to about $5. So it's not like we had a huge decrease, and that was over a period of, let's see, a fairly long period of time. I'm just going to kind of look at this data. Right, so when we had that big candle, that was actually on June 2nd. This candle, June 2nd. So about 18 days ago. So about 2.5 weeks of trading, we went from about $6.30 to about $5.15. So it wasn't a huge decrease, and that's what I mean by it's not that volatile. But on an intraday level, this thing is pretty volatile. I mean, It does have candles today. It had candles ranging from about, some of them were from $5.12 to about $5.21, and the whole range for the day was from about $5.05 to about $5.34. So not a super volatile stock, but it has some decent swings throughout the day. It's actually not a bad stock to be day trading if you buy on those dips and are able to swing it up. That would be almost a 10% swing from 505. Is that what I said? Right about, yeah, 505 to the high about 534. You know, that's a good 7% or so if you got that swing. So stock has some really good potential swings on the day trading level. Just kind of throw that out there. But overall, yeah, it's not the most volatile stock. Part of that could be the float, and actually I'm not too sure what the float on this thing is, so let's kind of take a look. I should have looked that up before I started this video, but I'm looking it up right now, so let's kind of see. So this thing has a float of 22.98 million, so we could just say 23 million. Shares outstanding 27 million. So that's a really high float, and that's part of why we don't see so much volatility. There's really so many shares going around on this stock that, you know, if you buy a whole bunch, it's not going to push the price up that much, and if you sell it off a whole bunch, it's not going to drop the price that much, since there's so many shares out there. It's not like HMNY, for example. That stock has a ridiculously low float, and any sort of high movement in either direction is going to create some real wild swings. So while this stock is kind of volatile on an intraday level, overall it's not a volatile stock with that float. It's just, it really can't be. So let's take a look at what the trend's kind of doing now. And to do that, of course, we're going to go to our good old relative strength index. Taking a look at our oversold points from overbought. Each candle that closed, I'm just going to make a few of them because that's all we really need to do in order to see the point that I'm about to make. So that's actually fine. So you can see here we are in an R side downtrend. Now we're pushing up. We have a higher low on the R side and a higher low on the candles, indicating that buyers are willing to pay more money now than they were even yesterday. So that's good. We want to see that. The whole time we were downtrending here, it was on an R side downtrend as well, but we're not really going to plot those points out because we didn't really stay overbought that long. I mean, we could kind of take a look at this just as comparison, but that was, you know, 2.5 weeks ago. But let's just kind of see. Right. So interestingly enough, this area that was oversold is higher than this one, and that's where we pushed out of the cloud. So you can see here kind of a similar pattern going on with the 2 points that we just made. If we draw those again on the chart, draw one here and one here, higher oversold point, and once again getting closer to pushing out of the cloud. So the stock's starting to look pretty good. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, we got to break this 525 resistance, which is going to be tough, but if we do, it's going to be some really good support right there at 525. So I'm going to personally put an alert at 525 just so I can kind of see what this thing's doing there. On a fundamental level, I know that you mentioned some interesting stuff, pasta triceps, going on with this stock. And I'm just going to disclaim now that I'm not looking into any of the fundamentals on this analysis. It's strictly a technical analysis video. On a technical level, it's looking like it's getting better. So if you're saying that there's some good fundamental stuff coming up as well, that would make sense. It's starting to reflect that in the share price as well. So, you know, if that's the case, I think this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Not the most volatile swings, but if it does start increasing, it could be a nice steady increase and a relatively safe play. So yeah, it's not a bad one at all, and I'll definitely be watching it. Thanks for the shout out, man. The suggestion, rather, I should say. Appreciate that. And yeah, if you have any more tickers to suggest, just throw it out there. I think you also requested MO. So I'll try to get to that one too at some point. Probably not today though. But yeah, thanks for putting that on my radar. I appreciate it, and I hope this video helped you out. Anyone else watching, I hope you enjoyed this analysis as well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one.